Alright, I'm going to see if I can record this thing using two cameras and then switch the audio around a bit. Now, I'm using an iPad for dual mic recording, and then I'm going to try and stick this here on the front camera of this little Android phone so you can actually see me and then stitch it together. Swing. Okay. How's it going? So this is for my boy Double, David. I've been silent for a while and I've been really messing around with these little tiny Sonulabs and other things of this ilk. Now, this thing has really taken my fancy, and where I've been going with this kind of stuff is all of these little micro things, like the Katana Go headphones, the 10X plug, the Beam Solo, the Velton GP50, and this little thing, this little Italian thingy here, Sonulab audio systems. I tend to look at these things as little strings of 8 or 9 blocks. And I think a lot of people, when they're going through modelers and concentrating on them, they're looking at it as a string of 8 or 9 blocks, and that's it. And you've got to grab everything you want out of that. Maybe you can add some pedals in front of it or behind it if you really want. But they're thinking in singular strings. In the last month or so that I've been dark, what I've been doing is really just combining these again into parallel paths. So 2 strips of 9 where you can mix between them. And I'm doing a lot of that manually. So let's grab a guitar. Down. Bloody thing went off. So what you're hearing here are 2 amps, a Boss Katana AirX. That's going to sound like this. Turn this down manually. Using a slow gear into an amp with a bit of chorus, and in the backside of that there are 2 delays. One is modulated, one is tape. Then on the desk I've got the Sonulab running in parallel. So if I turn off the Boss, turn up the Sonulab, that's currently a crunch with a Galaxy reverb and a delay. And the delays in this are what's so special, because you can dial in both analog components, tape components, and get the repeats going. Let me show you without. So that's just a regular crunch thing, yeah? It's got some stuff built in it. This is just a stock preset, and then I modified it out. So here's with reverb, Galaxy reverb. What a long, lovely tail, yeah? Sounds divine. Then I switched to another preset that's got a delay added to that. Now I'm going to bring back in the Boss in parallel, the AirX. So I hope that comes comes through with dual mics and sounds really good. But this stuff just gets me lost. And because I've got this tiny little thing here on my desk with a knob to adjust the volume, I can switch between both of them and find sweet spots. And it's taken a lot of my time and given me a lot of joy. So here it is with just reverb. And you're getting that modulated delay on the boss side. Flick it off again so you can see. Just a Sonulab. Here it is without, just a regular reverb, not the Galaxy. Bring in the boss again. Now with Galaxy reverb again. Now Galaxy reverb delay, the whole shebang. So that's 2 reverbs, 3 delays, all mixed together, and chorus, and a slow gear. And because they're in parallel, they're not eating each other or feeding into each other. The paths are completely separated and you have such control over it. And beyond that, because this thing is doing NAM captures, you can go out and take a number of amps. This thing has, 30 presets you could store in it? But you can grab amps from anywhere and use that dry side to explore. And whilst the dry side itself can sound cool, here's another one. Mixed together, wow. Then add it again. Series pre-delay. And now back to the full. Fang. Let's see if I can bring up the camera. So yeah, wicked shit. If I can hold this stuff up. Wireless. And then this dooflicky. Yeah. On the desk with a little 4-button MIDI controller. And then I'm using these little hand touchy things. I think that sounds great. So anyway, really pleased with that, and working on combining on-screen stuff here via USB into a little Bridge 4, which is super tiny, and into this little Sonulab, which is super tiny, to go with the battery-powered amp. If you start adding all this stuff up and think, okay, how do you do that in a Helix floor? That would be one hell of a preset, and weighs a hell of a lot more. So. Really enjoying it. I think there's a lot of stuff that could be done with this whole parallel thing, and normally you'd want either a Helix or maybe a GT1000 core from Boss or something like that to do the same sort of thing. Here I'm doing it just with wireless. If you had a mixer, maybe try that. Do different buses, add stuff together, but parallel pass. It's nothing new, but God, does it sound good. Check you later, man.